In this country, we have the responsibility to be tolerant of other people's beliefs. But that doesn't exonerate them from not being tolerant of the philosophy that gave them and preserves that right of them to believe whatever they want to believe and for us to believe whatever we want to believe. We need to trust that God's form of justice is the best example of justice that there is, because there is the mutual interest of God giving to mankind free will, the avenue of true justice to protect us when our free wills cross the lines of what is noted as morality, to interrupt and interfere with our pursuit of securing the freedoms, liberties, and blessings of this country. It's not that we aren't having troubles with our justice system either, because we certainly are, but I believe just like we can get back to constitutional government through the tenets of the Preamble, we can also get back to justice once we solve the issue of where our rights really come from. The word tranquility means calm, serene, or unruffled. And the word welfare, in light of the term general welfare, is interesting. It's well-being, happiness, health and prosperity of a person or community. It doesn't say health care and financial prosperity. The maintenance of persons in such a condition, that's the second definition, by statutory procedure or social effort. And also the second part of that second definition is financial support given for this purpose. It's not financial support given to people so that they may have health and prosperity. It's actually it's us paying our societal duty to those we delegate authority to preserve our national sovereignty, our national philosophy, and our avenues of pursuing prosperity, being free. Now there is also, just below the definition of welfare, was welfare state. I'll read that definition and include that here for your benefit. It says a system whereby the government undertakes to protect the health and well-being of its citizens, especially those in financial and social need, by means, money, grants, pensions, etc., a country practicing this system. This country never started out as a welfare state, and neither did our states sign into the Union to become welfare states. But that's the reality of what we are today. Clearly the states are no longer a union, and we are no longer united. Thus, that's why I have this displayed right here. This is a nation in distress. We have redefined ourselves by our actions as a welfare state because this is the history of our elected leaders' practice since the early 1900s. A country practicing this system is what we've become. We cannot be exonerated from our role in this present-day problem. Let's look at the word posterity. Posterity is all succeeding generations, the descendants of a person. This cannot be, the importance of this particular point is preserving these things for ourselves and our posterity. It means all succeeding generations. We need to do the job today for those tomorrow. And unless we lead the way and set the example of doing that today for the generation coming up behind us, there's going to be some problems. This cannot be about the current generation only. Unless the current generation resets its focus on all succeeding generations, the current generation has no hope. And the succeeding generation doesn't know what to shoot for. There's a scripture reference here that I would like to give service to, and that's Malachi 4, verses 5 through 6. It states, "Behold, I am going to send you Elijah the prophet before the great and terrible day of the Lord. He will restore the hearts of the fathers to their children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers, so that I will not come and smite this land with a curse. Just because this is an Old Testament scripture doesn't mean that the practice of this idea of God's subsides or is done away with. I believe we have experienced this, that this land has been smite with a curse, but I also believe that we can also turn it around. But what it's going to take is government has spent a great amount of our own money to divide our families, to expose mom and dad to some excruciating pressures, which has exposed the children to a public education system that has drilled into their hearts the doctrines of secular humanism, which that is the very engine that is destroying the ideas that are noted in our Declaration of Independence, and thus have done away with the righteous laws of our constitutional government and our Bill of Rights. It's corrupted our judicial system. Ordain, the word ordain, is to confer holy orders on, appoint to the Christian ministry, or decree, ordain, that which should be done. That's the definition of it. So we ordain through delegating our authority to a legislator that we know, a legislative body, and they take an oath to defend our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, which should be inclusive of the idea embodied in the Declaration of Independence. This is the problem that we have in America, and that is electing officials at all levels of local government, all the way through the premier national leader, our president. And the first thing they do is throw that oath out the window and redefine what is constitutionally correct. So, these words, are they mere words? Or are they the very ideals that embody our responsibility? Order, union, justice, tranquility, welfare, posterity, and ordained authority. These are the anthems of America. These are the clear premises of our founding documents, and thus the will of our founding fathers is made clearer.